What's even left? The will of Freya Fellow. Sorry, I just wanted to check something. We can literally just leave. Why? Can we leave? Fair enough, I guess. Also, I find it weird that she just straight up gave up. Although, I guess in hindsight, I kind of want to just discuss the villain being... bleh, being Penny. I don't know. I think when you really look at it, and the fact that you pretty much found out towards the middle that Freya had the birds, which literally were able to let her see, like they were trained birds that let her that wandered around the mansion so she could spy on other people. Like that alone should have told me, like, oh, Penny has like a big advantage here. Like she can know things are going on in other portions of the mansion, and the birds can, I guess, whisper to her in a sense. But there are people who can bird whisper in real life, so it is an interesting argument to make there. But wow, there are definitely some things that she started admitting to. I'm just like, God damn it. Also, her being Hawkshaw is interesting, mainly because I mean, I guess I should have seen like Hawk, Bird, Penny loves birds, blah 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 blah. I don't know. I think the fact that the writers seem to put a lot of interest on Pointer, because this entire time, up to us seeing the bird and then the realization of, oh fuck, it's Penny slash Hawkshaw, or at least until we saw the Hawkshaw disguise, because I thought Hawkshaw was their own person, not Penny in disguise. I honestly thought it was Pointer this entire time, because Pointer's research. Because we knew Pointer was researching the beetle, and he was doing this all for money, because Pointer has no money. The Pointer family does not have any type of money at all, in any way, shape, or form. So like, that's kind of what I figured. But I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of mixed on Hawkshaw and Penny, if I'm being honest. But let's continue.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Yeah. You can kind of see. Okay, so here's the hood, the garb. Kind of have Hawkshaw's like hair outlined here, and you could say that's kind of like the face.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona.
Fiona?
The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her.
True, because Fiona has the whole inheritance, and that's... Whew, that's a lot of stuff to inherit.
We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened. Before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Oh, so that just... so
Freya
they...
had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift. A parting gift, no less.
So I guess they just have a stitch that Penelope did kill him. Okay, just making sure. I felt like that was very much insinuated, but I guess that just kind of outright says it there. Really though. Yeah.
She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them?
Yeah.
While you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
It did.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Ah, well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Oh no. Oh no! Oh, that actually hurt my ears.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Really?
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. a
Well,
lot.
obviously. They were about to be
But
engaged.
what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
What the heck? He's just laughing at it.
Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
Oh.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
Water sucks it up and it dies. Wait, seriously? Hold up. We're ending it there? What? Hold up, what? 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 Am I crazy or does that feel like a sequel bait? Cause dude, that ending was so, dude, oh my god, that scared, dude, that bird scared the heck out of me. The first time we saw it, I freaked out because I was like, oh shit. I mean, you just saw me, but gosh darn it. Oh, but as soon as they mentioned that it was still in the gramophone, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it. Oh, that was good. I think I do have to admit the amount of exposition that occurred, a little bad. I do have to give it that. The exposition was unnecessary at the very end, but I guess they did. It is the, you know, usual villain's monologue kind of thing. Also, is it really over? Epilogue something? We really ending it there? Oh my god, you're ending it there. Stop. This feels, that felt like that does feel like sequel bait. That is, I'm dumbfounded. I'm completely dumbfounded. So, I feel like because of the overall kind of lighthearted atmosphere all the characters gave off, despite the fact that this was an actual murder mystery, adding in what I said at the very beginning is, let's play, how the music in this menu is, well, to put it bluntly, it's ominous, it's creepy, it's honestly kind of terrifying. And once we got into the secret lab to Pointer's lab, and the game's tone changed drastically. Like, I actually, when we got into that lab, my heart started beating a little bit faster because I felt like the entire tone of the game just changed drastically. Like, I was half expecting to either see Pointer with like a gun or something, or just what happened on the tower with Penelope and the bird, which is why I freaked out when I saw the bird. But maybe that was what the writers intended, where they really wanted you to freak out in the last minute because the whole game's lightheartedness really tricks you like that. And I've never, and I want to point out, I haven't played, obviously I've said in before, I never played either the Newgrounds Detective Grimoire, which I'm not going to ever be playing, by the way, because I did like 5 minutes of it on my own. It looks nothing like this, and it looks really bad. At least the other one that's on Steam, Detective Grimoire, actually looks like his character in this one. But otherwise, I don't have anything about this, but where was I going with that? But the entire atmosphere is just amazingly, like, it's deceptive. It's pretty good. I really hope this game gets a sequel. I wanna learn. I don't know. Like, we never even caught the murderer. Like, nothing happened with her. She escaped. That's all it is. Just I don't know what to think. The only thing. Oh, sorry, let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about the characters next. I think I liked every single character. The only one I really didn't like, just because but you were supposed to hate him, was obviously Professor Pointer himself, because he was just an asshole. I didn't really like Felix also, just because he seems like a deadbeat, and I once again, that's also probably the point, is you're not supposed to like the dad characters in it. The sibling best friend trio, probably my favorite of all the family members. I liked every single one of them. Although I have to give it to Fifi. I really liked Fifi. Fifi made me smile on more than several occasions, and just her interactions with Grimoire and Sally. They might have been my favorite interactions with any family member in the entirety of it. Just because I liked the fact that she gave like a case file similar to that of the Ace Attorney games whenever you asked her about any of the family members. I really liked that, especially compared to Poppy, who doesn't even know like a poem. And I didn't even know what I was reading when I was listening to Poppy talk about it. I don't even know I don't even know what to think about that. Otherwise, I feel like the other family members were kind of just meh. Like with I forgot the mother's name that's on the title screen. She never really did anything. I was kind of expecting them to like hear her talk, like she murmurs something. I don't know. I was just kind of expecting more, you know, or all the symbols, like all the symbols on the side here, like what did they mean? Like I guess you could argue that it was the cryptid stuff, or the I already forgot the name of it, so I'm just gonna call it the cryptid stuff that the old Remingtons all used to be a part of, like the Cryptid Manor. So did that mean that like all those symbols we kept seeing throughout the mansion and everything, they were just leftover notes from when the Remingtons focused on that when it was just a basic mansion and not the Tangle Tower? There's a lot of mysteries that I feel like go unsolved, or at least are very briefly touched upon, that I myself am very, very interested in finding out. But I think that if it is true that the ending is more of it's a bit of a sequel bait, that I might have to wait and see if this game gets a sequel, which I do hope for. In regards to my favorite character, I said it multiple times through the series, I gotta give it to Sally. Sally's great. I love Sally. Oh my goodness. Every single comment between her and Gromar, whoo boy, she's the snarky, sassy, kind of sidekick female character I love. I loved her. Oh my goodness, and major props to her voice actress, who I gotta look up, because I want to see if she's done work in other games, or if she's even done work in animation, or other forms of animation, to be completely honest. Grimoire himself wasn't that bad either. He's definitely probably my second favorite, just because the main character's just enjoyable. Yeah, I preferred Sally over Grimoire, but they were both great. They were both hilarious. Grimoire just being the goofy nutball detective who admittedly isn't the brightest in the world unless it comes to actually solving the case. It's been done a million times, but it's still, I love it. Downsides to the game. Like I said, I know I gotta be honest. It's the puzzles. I think a lot of the puzzles were really good, but how many times? I know it was only twice, but there were those 2 times I got stuck on those puzzles because I didn't understand, because they didn't explain the rules well enough, or it just seemed very out there. I couldn't. I was so annoyed about it. I think the worst offender has to be that 4 clock puzzle for Hawkshaw. Because, oh my god, that was such a stupid puzzle. I don't even know. I literally guessed. I'd like to point out, I never actually figured. Even to now, I still have no idea what the down one, the left one, the up one, and the right one meant. Like, the only one I could maybe guess is the 12 one, because the 12 was going up, so it had to have been that. But that one's the worst offender, because I have no idea what I was even supposed to think of, and I didn't even understand Sally's hint in that regard. Like, oh, well, look at the circles and don't pay attention to anything else. I didn't get that. Otherwise, I did like this game a lot. Like, I can't really think of any other complaints other than some of the puzzles were kind of stupid, or maybe the fact that it feels a bit of a sequel bait at the end, and also the fact that there's so many mysteries. I still don't understand. Like, what are these symbols? You literally have these symbols in the main menu, but all we hear is that they're like alchemic symbols. That's it. That's all you talk about. But I guess that's pretty much it, because I'm now spending, I think, like 10 minutes on discussing my kind of end review of this game. I did enjoy this game. I feel like that I made that clear enough. I highly recommend playing it, but the problem is, if you watched all of this, I feel like I want to recommend it, but if you watch this entire thing, I feel like I pretty much did everything. That's the problem. I think I could honestly say 100% of it, because there's not really a whole lot to explore when the game expects you to actually do everything in order to finish it. I might have to look up and see if there's an alternate ending. If there is, I will put it at the end of this little bit here. But otherwise, time to move on to the next game for me. But until then, everybody, I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed Tangle Tower. Until then. Yeah, I just want to quickly point out, since I was reading through some of the community posts, I completely forgot that they didn't even talk about this. This is another thing that we just kind of get left open. Who called us? We literally had that mystery towards the end. Who called us to the island? And I'm seeing people talk about it on the forums on Steam, and people talk about how Fifi was it. I completely forgot about this too. Fifi had that entire thing, that entire chart in her room. How did I forget about that? I think I remember like mentioning how it was weird and how it kind of looks like it was just suspicion on Fifi, even though I think I just disregarded it because it's like, oh well, Fifi the murderer, not really. She loved her too much. But like, oh my god, that's another thing. There's so much sequel waiting. That now the more I'm reading the community discussions and everyone's pointing out all these loose ends that were left open, or there are all these things that were not fully discussed about. I think a lot of the writing was meant to be towards a sequel, which is good because that means there's going to be a sequel to Tangle Tower and just the Detective Grimoire series, period. And you can bet I'm going to be playing it. So yeah. See you again, guys. I still actually haven't looked up yet if there's another ending. So yeah.